Escaping to the country and finding that dream home is a more familiar process than many of our escapees might think.
It's like dating. When you know, you know.
Yes, you weren't very good on paper.
Look past the blurb and the brochures and listen to your heart.
I'm just amazed. I've never been inside a barn conversion before.
Have you not?
No, it's really,
I didn't realise that.
It's kind of startling, really.
And have faith that when you hit the jackpot,
It's just
I
gorgeous.
can't think of anything I don't like about this.
Well done.
you won't be able to think about anything else.
But my heart's just not here.
Yeah, I know where it is.
I think
That's
it's
where
at
mine
our
is,
last
too. I think
property,
it's the
isn't
last
it?
one, isn't it?
That's right.
England's rural East Midlands, 6,000 square miles of prime English countryside and coastline, sprinkled with honey-hued villages and flourishing market towns. This region doesn't boast about its many treasures, but know where to look and you will unearth some real gems.
The lovely counties of the East Midlands are largely, and in no particular order, Derbyshire, Leicestershire, Lincolnshire, Nottinghamshire, Northamptonshire, and saving the littlest until last, Rutland, where I am now. And you don't need me to tell you what they say about good things and small packages, do you?
Today we'll be exploring the East Midlands counties of Lincolnshire and Leicestershire, as well as Rutland, whose motto is multum in parvo, meaning much in little. And certainly the county, only some 17 miles wide, squeezes a lot inside its border.
The main beauty of Rutland is in the countryside. We've got Rutland Water, which is only sort of 2-3 miles from here, which attracts a lot of bird watchers, a lot of cyclists, a lot of nature parks as well. There's a lot of rolling hills in the area.
The county town of Oakham attracts many suitors, with families particularly drawn to the outdoor lifestyle, green space, good schools and wealth of period properties on offer.
I feel so lucky to have grown up in this area. The countryside is just beautiful and there's so much to constantly explore and discover. It's such an incredible place to live, work and play.
In neighbouring Leicestershire, set foot in the village of Waltham-on-the-Wolds and you could be forgiven for thinking you've landed in the Cotswolds. Fudge-coloured stone buildings abound and the pace of life here, well, trust me when I say you'll breathe easy.
And so too today's couple, who are undertaking a major change. They are moving from America for good for the countryside splendour of the rural East Midlands.
Hello, my name's Jo. This is our beautiful home just outside Charlottesville in Virginia by the Blue Ridge Mountains.
And I'm Tim, and we have enjoyed living here for the last 6 or so years. There's lots of nature around and lots of trails to walk on, but our community has grown quite a bit in the last couple of years. There's probably, maybe 7 or 8 new houses just on our street alone. So we've lost a little bit of the natural element here, and so we're anxious to find that in rural England.
Tim was born and bred in the States, whilst Jo, originally from London, has lived there for the past 23 years. In 2020, they built their own home. This large 4-bed detached property in a gated golf community has allowed Tim to indulge in his greatest passion.
Absolutely loves golf and has enjoyed all the beautiful courses around here. He's really looking forward to joining his English club, joining the men's group, and of course has already bought his waterproofs. Good shot!
It's a 3,500-mile move across the Atlantic, but Tim and Jo have a crystal clear vision of how their new lifestyle in rural England will look.
Countryside walks and pub lunches and quiz nights at the pub and just enjoying the community of a small rural village.
Jo and Tim want a detached character property with a minimum of 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. They're also after a garden room, at least half an acre of land, and to live in or very near to a village community. With the sale of their stateside home complete, they're fortunate to have a substantial budget of £1.5 million to spend on their new country pad.
I do wonder how much of a culture shock it'll be. They're wanting a villagey life here. And that will be quite different to that sort of community that they were living with in the States. But they're obviously a couple who are up for an adventure and know what they want, and they're willing to go for it.
Having sold their home in the States, Joe and Tim landed in the UK just last week and have taken a 6-month rental in Rutland. I'm meeting them at one of the county's top tourist destinations, Rutland Water, one of the largest man-made lakes in Europe.
Joe, the first thing I need to do is check that you're all right, because I've heard a rumour that you missed the wet weather of Britain.
I miss my wellies, absolutely. I miss that when you're gardening and it's 110 degrees, you miss a little slush and mud.
Apart from the weather, what else were you yearning for?
Oh, a real garden. It's nothing like an English garden in spring and summer.
This is quite a dramatic move. Why the East Midlands in particular?
Location is perfect for us because there's so many parts of the UK that we want to explore, and it's really sort of a central location and close enough to Joanna's mom and cousins and other family members, so it's really an ideal location.
I just need to find you some houses, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Shall we head off? Let's
Great.
go.
Yay!
Our East Midlands Odyssey begins in the county of Lincolnshire, in the hamlet of Lenton. It's 3.5 miles from the picturesque estate village of Irnham, which has remained virtually unchanged for the past 100 years and whose award-winning pub is very much at the centre of village life. An 8-minute drive from Irnham, in an idyllic rural setting, sits our first offering, this exemplary barn conversion.
Oh my gosh. Fantastic. Wow.
What a surprise.
This is super. It's peaceful and it's real character, isn't it? It's just stunning.
Stunning views off to the distance as well.
Yes.
Just beautiful.
Really does look modern, but lots of character
So much
too.
character to it.
Yes, this is very English
Very unique.
or very un-American, one or the other.
Non-American.
Non-American.
But hopefully right for your American.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Let's have a look.
Let's head in.
The barn was built in the late 1800s and was converted into a luxury family home about 7 years ago.
Should we go across the bridge?
I think so.
It's thought to be one of the last apprentice barns built in the county and features a high level of craftsmanship with exposed roof trusses and beautifully blended stone and brickwork, all skills that apprentice builders had to demonstrate before they qualified. All that character has been retained in this contemporary conversion that has 360-degree views of the surrounding countryside.
And as is the way in the country, we come in through the back.
Isn't that lovely? Love the brick.
Goodness.
And the beams.
That's as beautiful inside as it is out.
Very lovely. Super.
It is.
It's a beautiful kitchen, but you just keep looking out there, don't you? It really is. Can't wait to see more. Look at those, the beams are just beautiful.
With a property this size and a kitchen this size, you're going to be very, very popular.
These steps lead down to a utility room and laundry, whilst the other end of the kitchen is given over to a dining space, which leads through to a reception room.
So this is a sort of adaptable space, office, it could be a gym, it could be a dining room if you wanted something separate.
Or a snug area.
It continues onto this spectacular entrance hall and garden room that sits in the very centre of the property and looks across the south-facing courtyard.
This is the money
Where
shot.
do you even begin here? Look at that.
And they've just kept so much of the character, too.
Yes. This is super, because, and again, the ceilings for you don't feel...
I'd have to jump pretty high to hit that ceiling.
Absolutely. I was going to say you could just while away the days and never leave, couldn't you?
And we still have another wing to
Oh
view.
my God, the wings. Super. What a lovely entryway as well.
You were talking about snug earlier. I mean, this is larger than a snug.
This definitely does have more of the cosy feel, doesn't it? You really, bearing in mind it's not going to be summer all the time
That's
in
right.
England.
The owners tell me it's a particularly cosy room in winter, courtesy of this unique pyramid log burner.
I'm just amazed. I've never been inside a barn conversion before.
Have you not?
No, it's really, it's...
I didn't realise that.
It's kind of startling,
That's
really.
awesome.
You
Well,
just
what
don't
do you
expect
make of it? First impressions?
Well, I think it's just, as I say, it's done to such a high standard.
The remainder of the ground floor is accessed via this door from the living room. It leads to another wing, which I think would make rather impressive guest accommodation.
It's a nice room, isn't it?
Beautiful view again.
Opens up
Views
the
all the
fields.
way round. I love these floors. Shall we have a
Nosy?
nosy in if we can? Oh my goodness.
It's not a closet
It is
at all.
not a-
Look at this.
Wow, how it's like a hidden oasis, isn't it?
is.
Oh my goodness. It's
Isn't that great?
absolutely like a spa.
Next door, there's another reception room.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so the bit of a kitchenette for our guests.
Sure, you could set up like a little coffee service for them
That's
so they
right,
can take care of
we
themselves in
could.
the morning.
Our red sofa and chairs would be very nice in this
I
room,
think so,
wouldn't it?
Another double bedroom, presently in use as a twin, has sole use of this elegant bathroom next door, and these stairs lead up to an ensuite double above. Of course, I've saved the best till last. What could be Joe and Tim's sleeping quarters is accessed from these stairs in the kitchen.
I can't believe there's more of it.
You've always wanted your own living room, right?
It's just about my size, I think.
Well, it prohibits me from going in.
Yes, that's right. It would be Joanna only. Oh my gosh.
And then
Wow.
this is the master suite.
Oh, gosh.
Isn't this super again?
It is.
So we go
Yeah.
and explore further?
An ensuite with a little steam room at the end.
Oh my God, the spa, the steam room. It really is all so beautifully put together. It does start to feel almost that with the two wings that becomes
It's almost
a
too much.
lot
It's almost too much area and
space for
space,
us.
isn't it? Yeah.
Would be. I literally could put you in a different wing and never see you.
I think you could.
Don't worry, because that's what the first house is about.
Oh.
The first house is about, actually, what do I really want? Because you can have something on paper, but in reality, it's like dating. When you know, you know.
Yes, you weren't very good on paper.
She said it.
The property sits in the middle of a 1¼ acre plot, which includes the south-facing courtyard, plus large expanses of lawns and borders to the north, east and west.
It really is 1.25 of wonderful, isn't
They've
it?
used the space perfectly. haven't they?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Creating separate areas, and yeah, it's gorgeous.
I sense a but.
But I think it would be almost too wonderful for me, too big for me. So you've done too good a job, I think. That's
Again,
what I'm
inside
saying.
and out.
What about the price?
Okay, I am going to say 1.25.
I think it's a little higher than that. I think 1.3.
It is currently on the market for £1.4 million.
I can understand why with all that space as well inside. Absolutely.
This exquisite detached Victorian barn conversion boasts an enormous kitchen breakfast room, 3 receptions and a stunning garden room, with 3 spacious double bedrooms, 3 opulent bathrooms and a luxurious master suite. Sitting in the middle of a 1¼ acre plot with 360-degree views of the surrounding countryside, it's on the market with a guide price of £1.4 million.
This house really surprised me a lot. I'd never been in a barn conversion before, and I was really kind of stunned by the way it's laid out and how well done it was done. The grounds are just absolutely stunning. I'm just afraid that it's a little bit too much for us. It would be a full-time job for Joanna, and she wants to devote herself to other things than just gardening. The other thing is it might be a little bit too remote for us.
This home's absolutely beautiful. The feels, the views here are just fantastic. The house was warm and cozy, but maybe just a little bit too much for us, but it's an amazing start.
Last year, the Rutland market town of Uppingham was voted by a national newspaper as the best place to live in the East Midlands. Only right then that we send Tim and Joe to find out what the fuss is all about.
A beautiful building.
It is, it sure is.
Of Rutland's two towns, Uppingham is the smaller, but as the 5,000-strong community will tell you, it packs a punch.
Uppingham is a fantastic place to live. We've got everything, independent shops, antique centres, theatres, cafes. We're near Rutland Water. The marketplace was still very much a market town. We have a market every Friday. It really is a very, very friendly place to live.
Chock full of period stone buildings, the High Street is notable for the fact that independent businesses vastly outnumber high street chains.
Look at all those lovely
Fruit and
jams and
veg.
things.
At the Falcon Hotel, originally a 16th century coaching inn, Tim and Joe are meeting local radio presenter Rob Pisani, who's most happy to give our couple the lowdown on life here.
So what does keep you in Uppingham? What do you like about the area specifically?
I think it's just got an amazing sense of history, and it works in all weathers. We've got a beautiful sunny day today, but in the snow it is so magical. It is literally like Dickensian down the high street. It's just beautiful, and I think it's just got such a wonderful blend. I mean, the amount of shops here is staggering for such a small area.
So this really is the hub of the county.
Yeah, I'd say so. Certainly within 5 or 10 miles. People come here particularly on market day, at the weekend when there's festivals on. It's got such a range of things to do. I mean, the art galleries are as good as anything in London.
Oh my, wow.
The variety of antique shops, the places to eat, there's so much here.
I think we're going to be very busy.
Schools, Uppingham ticks that box with the state primary and secondary both rated good by Ofsted, plus a prestigious independent school, the backdrop for several scenes in the Harry Potter films. The nearest train station is in Oakham, 6 miles north, and the A47 will get you to the cities of Peterborough to the east and Leicester to the west in around 40 minutes.
Just a beautiful place to live. It's a fantastic community, very, very friendly. I'm 10 minutes from the town centre, and 10 minutes later I'm out in the wilderness. We've got everything that the Cotswolds have, but we're not overrun with tourists. It is a unique place. I've yet to find anywhere that comes anywhere close to it.
What I'm seeing so far is that this move for Joe and Tim isn't really about the property. It's about its location and the kind of life that location will offer. So that is my focus for today. I want to show them a little bit more life. Coming up, we have the Mystery House, which will need a little bit of vision from them. So far, I have kind of handed them things on a plate. But before that, I'm going to reel them in with something that should feel very familiar, with a sprinkling of English charm.
We're making our way to the sought-after Leicestershire village of Hose in the Vale of Belvoir. The 500 or so residents are well served by a church, a village hall which hosts the tennis and badminton clubs, a post office and shop, plus a pub. Just a 2-minute walk from which is where we find this gated development. It's far smaller than the one they left behind in America, housing just a handful of residences, including this one, a lavishly appointed detached family home on a prime corner plot.
Oh,
Look at this.
That's soup. I love
Tucked into a private little corner.
I think you've pointed out what is great about this house, that you are within a community here, but it's your own little corner.
It is, isn't it? It's beautiful.
It's the brick is fabulous, and the planters.
It's really, really well done.
Super. Love it.
Yeah.
It's just terrific. Our own little peaceful corner.
Little corner, yeah.
Yes.
It's great.
And hopefully, I'm getting you on side by being in a village. You can walk to your local shop, you can walk to your friends' houses,
Fantastic.
go and get the paper, all those things.
I'll bet
on
there's
your
a
doorstep.
pub lurking around somewhere.
There is.
Oh, good, good.
The house was built 13 years ago by a well-regarded local building company who designed it in a barn conversion style.
Oh, Really fantastic. Love the floors.
Love the floors, love the wood.
Staircase. Imagine the Christmas decorations already.
Yep.
This instantly feels more like us because it's more cozy
It does.
and intimate. And it feels like we could have a great amount of space but not feel lost, just the two of us.
Very much
Wonderful.
Let's see more. Oh, look at this room.
Oh. Isn't that a beautiful
I can see
fireplace?
us in here, can't you?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Everything
Beautiful.
about this.
Like each of the ground floor rooms that overlook the rear garden, the living room has a set of double doors that open straight out onto it.
The kitchen's just across the
Okay.
hallway. Make yourself at home.
Thank you.
They already have.
Oh, this is a lovely size.
I like the variety of materials, the different surfaces
That's
and
right.
the counters and the wood
Eating
over there.
area. And the sofas are beautiful over there, but we could have that kitchen table with the blue chairs. There's even the fireplace in the corner. It feels big but cozy all at the same time. It's literally got everything.
And the character throughout with the flooring and the wood. It's just
I
gorgeous.
can't think of anything I don't like about this place.
Well done.
That, viewers, is my first ever escape to the country fist bump, and it tells me we could be on to a winner here.
I love that they're happy, and I love that they feel at home in here. We knew that the location would be great for them, but the fact that everything's working inside too. Tick, 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 tick.
The rest of the ground floor is given over to a second large reception room in use as a games room and gym.
Oh my gosh, wow. There's so many things you could do with this space.
Well, this would make a great media room, wouldn't it?
It would.
Yeah.
You would, oh my gosh, you would love it.
The stairs rise up to this very spacious galleried landing,
Wonderful.
It is.
Absolutely wonderful.
of which are 4 bedrooms. This one, the largest, has a spacious ensuite bathroom with separate bath and shower and a dressing room.
Ooh, so this could be our room.
Oh, definitely so, yeah.
Looks like there's a
A
balcony,
balcony
out
to look
there.
out on the garden, that's gorgeous.
And the garden, oh my gosh.
Have your morning
Ooh.
coffee out there. And sweeping views of the countryside, too.
There's another similar-sized double, also ensuite, next door.
Cupboards, I presume.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is a beautiful
Oh, my
room
gosh.
too.
This could even be a master. if
It
it's big
could
enough
be,
to
couldn't
doesn't
it? This is super.
I'm absolutely loving the enthusiasm. It's so heartwarming. And there you go. Oh my gosh. I had a feeling that location would certainly win them over, especially Tim. But it's great that the house is working for them too, more than working. It's feeling like a great fit.
So this feels really more like it fits us, doesn't it?
It does.
I think it's of a size where it's not going to take all our time to keep it up. We'll be able to
Which is
pursue
important.
other.
That's
yeah.
right.
So it
It's-
just fits.
There are 2 further double bedrooms on the first floor, each with an ensuite shower. And then on the second floor, 2 more double bedrooms which share a family bathroom. Outside, there's just over half an acre of garden. It might be the smallest we've seen to date, but it packs a lot in with a huge expanse of beautifully maintained lawn, a polished stone terrace for alfresco dining, and a pétanque pitch used regularly by the vendors during family get-togethers. Tucked around the side of the house lies a wonderful kitchen garden, which includes
Hens! Hens! Oh. Ooh. Hens and pots
We're
and
in a village.
greenhouses.
We're in a village and the countryside.
Oh, the feel of it is just me, isn't it?
It
Raised
is.
vegetable park,
You
greenhouse.
have this little corner all to yourself.
I could.
Well, with the hens.
And the church.
There's the church in
Isn't
the
that
backyard.
fantastic?
Perfect.
Yes.
There's just one final piece of the jigsaw to slot into place.
We got to get down to business
That's true.
and talk about price.
I'm going to say the top, 1.5. Absolutely.
I don't disagree. I'm going to go a little bit lower just for drill and say 1.4.
It is currently on the market for £1.35 million.
I'd have enough money to paint too.
It's a very attractive price.
Excellent. Yes.
This contemporary luxury family home has 2 reception rooms, a spacious family kitchen, and 6 bedrooms, 4 of which are ensuite. Sitting on a plot of just over half an acre in an intimate gated development in the centre of the village, it has a guide price of £1,350,000.
Sonali's hit the nail on the head with this one. It's fabulous. The space but the coziness marrying together is magical. It really is. I can really see us living here.
The house offers so much that works for us. It's really delightful. Enough so that I'm going to start researching local golf clubs.
Well, how about a celebratory game of pétanque, Tim?
A little competition.
Okay.
Loser buys lunch.
Deal.
Excellent. All right, here goes. Oh, I nearly got to the greenhouse.
Your turn.
All right.
Oh, not close enough.
Oh.
What?
Like I've played it all my life.
Zut alors, that's lunch on me then. The East Midlands is home to over 4 million people, and if you're thinking of joining them, here's the lowdown on house prices in the region. When you consider that the average price of a detached house in the UK is more than £457,000, then the East Midlands, at around £371,000, seems to offer more property for your hard-earned pounds. But buyers beware, there are big differences across the region, with a detached home in Rutland costing on average nearly £526,000, compared with Lincolnshire, where the same house will set you back just over £316,000. Let's take a look at what's currently on the market in the most desirable of the East Midlands counties. This Grade 2 listed end-of-terrace cottage has 3 bedrooms, 1 reception room and a conservatory. The rear garden is edged by a crinkle-crankle wall. That's a wiggly or snake-shaped wall to you and me, and it could be yours to enjoy for £450,000. In the heart of Uppingham town, this Grade 2 listed 1-bed end-of-terrace cottage has a lovely large front garden and is being sold with no onward chain for just under £190,000. Or how about a short break in this 180-year-old former chapel? With a contemporary open-plan living, dining room and kitchen, it sleeps up to 4 people in the 2 double bedrooms, one of which is on a mezzanine floor. Prices range from £88 to £150 per night, subject to seasonal demand. Our property quest takes us into Rutland now, to Thistleton, the most northerly village in the county. Its 100 or so residents can head to the pretty stone village of Market Overton, a 30-minute walk or a 3-minute drive away to grab a pint of milk, socialise in the pub or hop on one of the buses that serve the towns of Oakham, Melton Mowbray and Stamford. And now for me to show you this.
Welcome to the mystery house.
Actually, it's better than that. Mystery houses. There are 2 plots on offer. Yes, I know they're not finished, but that's the mystery.
This former farmyard is being transformed to accommodate 2 barn conversion-style new-build houses. The smaller of the 2 properties will feature a large open-plan kitchen living space, a separate utility and 4 bedrooms. I'm going to show Tim and Joe around the larger property, but before I do, I'm meeting brothers Patrick and Jamie Duffin, who are overseeing the project. Their local family-run building business has a track record in constructing small, rural developments, and they've kindly agreed to chat to me about this one.
Tell me about the houses. So this is the slightly bigger one.
Yes.
You're further ahead with this one.
It's a new build that was made or built to look like a barn conversion. Area, some nice features, oak, king post trusses and purlins and whatnot.
Although it's a new build, it was important to try and keep it looking sort of like a traditional farmyard. That was the idea behind both plots.
Both Both properties are fitted with air source heat pumps which extract heat from the air outside to provide consistent heating and hot water. They use about 4 times less energy than the most efficient boilers, slash your heat carbon footprint by around 70%, and are less costly to maintain.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Oh my goodness.
How would you feel about buying something that isn't quite complete?
Well, we've done it before.
Yes, we have.
We're masters.
Yep.
So we certainly wouldn't say no.
A new build was not at all what we had in mind, but a
new build.
A mystery
New
is to be
build.
solved, isn't it?
It may not be what they had in mind, but they are no strangers to it, having built their previous home in Charlottesville. Our mystery option offers them a gentler approach. The hard graft of planning and building is done here, allowing them to concentrate on the finish.
I have a little bit of help here for you.
Oh.
That's your trusted friend as we walk in.
Okay, as we walk in. Super.
Armed with the floor plan, we're going to explore the larger 4-bed home on offer here. Once completed, the ground floor will feature a principal bedroom suite, a family bathroom that serves 2 further double bedrooms, a study and a spacious L-shaped open-plan kitchen dining living area.
It's nice high ceilings, for sure. Oh, pretty cabinets.
Oh, I do like those colors.
Super cabinets. Yeah. Oh, isn't that a lovely space?
This is a huge space.
Oh, it's massive, isn't it?
It's very open. This really is quite similar to our home in Virginia. It's very open to the kitchen and out. The open fields are fabulous out to the back. Now, would the back garden be just to that?
Yeah, that field belongs to someone else. So
Okay.
actually your plot size is out to the side and then out to the front.
Stairs from the open-plan living area lead to further sleeping accommodation.
So if we go up here,
Nice.
there are 2 bedrooms, both with ensuite.
Oh, lovely. A nice staircase.
So 1 bedroom there with an ensuite.
Okay.
And the other one here. And the idea behind the window is that you are lying in bed.
Lying in bed, looking at
And you
your...
wake up to the view.
Oh, to the view. To the horses. Right out there.
I'm leaving Tim and Joe to explore on their own, but it soon becomes evident that Joe can't shake this morning's property from her mind.
I really like the high ceilings, and I think this would be a good-sized room, but my heart's just not here.
Yeah, I know where it is.
I think
That's
it's
where
at
mine
our
is,
last
too. I think
property,
it's the
isn't
last
it?
one, isn't
That's right.
In fact, the very thing that I thought would be such a draw, the chance to take on the design and style of a new build home, appears to be the very thing that they just don't want.
I don't know whether it's because we like the last one so much or whether we're just reacting to the fact that it's another hill to climb with a new build.
That's
that
right.
We've already climbed.
Note to self, Tim and Joe would love a property that is absolutely ready to move into. They don't want to enter at the development stage. I think their heart is just somewhere else. They've seen something they love. Everything after that is going to be compared to that, and this just doesn't compare.
But I'm still really intrigued to know how they would price this property.
Who'd like to go first? It's the last throw of the dice.
All right, well, I'll go first, and I'm going to guess £1 million on the dot, £1 million.
I'm going to say $1,050,000.
It's on the market for a little bit more. This house is on the market for 1,195.
Oh,
So
wow.
£1,195,000.
Okay.
Just shy of 1.2 million.
1.2. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
There is a premium on being in
Right.
Midlands. But that gives you an indication exactly of what your money can buy where and how actually being savvy about
How
crossing
interesting.
borders within the East Midlands
It's very interesting.
can get you more for your money.
This detached barn conversion style new build has an open plan kitchen, dining, living room, a study, 5 bedrooms and a good sized garden with uninterrupted rural views. It's on the market for £1,195,000.
I think these two homes have been beautifully put together. They're not finished yet, but we already can see the love and the attention that the builder is putting into them, and they're going to make beautiful homes for some lucky people. but unfortunately I know our heart is somewhere else.
Not for you.
No.
A note for me. Let's head off. My work is done. The hard work is on you, basically. Joe and Tim's move from the States is sizable, not just in terms of distance, but culture, lifestyle, and of course the British weather, all of which can take time to adjust to. But many have made the move successfully. To prove that, I'd like to introduce you to Eva and Richard, who made their great British escape from California 6 years ago.
Hi, I'm Richard.
And I'm Eva, and this is our home in the East Midlands.
British-born Eva had lived in California for 25 years and her American husband Richard for 40. In 2016, they relocated to Leicestershire to be closer to Eva's family.
And I think for me, one of the reasons I wanted to come back to England was to finally get some more rain. I know that sounds strange, but when you've lived in California in a drought for so many years that we had, it's just fresh and clean and everything looks alive.
I don't mind the rain, but too frequently gets in the way of playing golf. It's not fun playing golf when it's raining, but you still go out and play.
A rain-loving Brit and a golf-playing American?
I know their story sounds familiar. Eva and Richard are basically Joe and Tim, but further down the line. And it's great to see how much they've been able to achieve in that time. But you know I want more. I'm in the area, so I thought I'd pop in for a cup of tea and grab some advice from them for anyone else thinking of making this move.
Hi, Sonali, come in.
This is gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love that you've almost got this house of two halves. You've got the best of both worlds.
Yes.
How old is that part?
First part was built in 1760. The second half of this house was built in 1850, and then this one in 2017, 18.
Any more extensions planned, or this is it?
No, this is it. I think 4 years of construction, we're finished now, and we're loving living in the house.
When you first started your search, were you looking for that character?
I definitely, if I was going to move back to the UK, I wanted a character property, but I didn't realise what it would mean to live in a character property. I think they're very, very dark. All the rooms, the windows are very small. It's a very dark environment.
And that's why you...
And that's why this, which for us is exactly what we needed after California.
Their house is now a gorgeous blend of rural English charm and California soul. They're living the dream, but Eva is quite candid about the challenges she faced upon returning to the UK.
And I will say, after living, I think it was 25 years in America, I found it very, very difficult to adjust. I think it was the lifestyle, very difficult. Everything is a little bit more difficult here than it was back in the States.
And what got you through those wobbles?
Part of it was renovating this house because it's something I really enjoy doing. And then making friends, mixing with the local people in the village and other villages, getting involved with the community. I made a lot of friends, and they really helped me through the whole process.
And you've just highlighted, actually, that so much about a move isn't actually about the house, is it? It's about the people around you and who you're connected with.
I think it's the friendships that you make.
It's the community around you.
It is.
Those friendships come in both human and animal form.
Little ones for little one.
Feeding these ponies in the neighbouring field has become a regular part of Richard's new life in rural England, and he appears to be very much at home here.
Is there anything about California that you miss in particular?
Well, the only thing I truly miss is I was a West Coast sports fan, and you can watch West Coast sports here, but you have to stay up until 1 or 3 in the morning or record them.
You've not become a Leicester football fan?
Leicester Tigers, I've been to 4 of their matches now, so I'm learning rugby. It's just an insane sport. It doesn't make sense to me. They do the same thing our American football players do without all that protection clothing, the helmets. They just bang into each other. It's insane.
Us Brits are made of hardy stuff.
Hardy stuff indeed. I found that out. Well, the woman I married is made of hardy stuff.
Do you have any sort of words of wisdom about what you've learnt over the last 6 years?
Be patient with it. Be comfortable with the people. They're all very friendly people. Don't let anything bother you or get to you, because everything works out in the end, and you'll learn to love the English countryside. It's just one of the most beautiful places I've ever been.
Time to find out what's next in Tim and Joe's big adventure. I'm going to go straight in. For the avoidance of doubt, is it only the house in the village that is on the table?
Yes.
I would say definitely
Absolutely.
so, yeah.
Yes. The village, as we went through the village and the gates opening, being part of the community and village was very evident. And then going into that private little place at the back was fantastic.
Just tucked into the corner like that was really, really perfect.
So what's the next move? Going back?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we'd both like to go back for a second viewing, yeah.
Walk around the village, go into the village shop, go into the pub and the church to really understand that community that is so important to us a little bit, hopefully meet a few locals and smiles. And then the house, spend some time in each room, getting the feel of it, and also working out a little bit more of where our furniture would be. But really today, we could envisage ourselves in each room, which was very exciting.
There's so much available in that property, in and out. It's almost like you have to do an inventory of it to see what you're all getting. I mean, it encompasses a lot of different aspects.
Well, all the very best, and I look forward to the call.
Thank you. And we want to thank you. We've had a great week with you. It really has been
fun.
very fun.
It's been a tremendous experience.
With you all. Thank you for having us too.
I'm so pleased that we were able to play a part in Tim and Joe's big adventure. Slightly relieved that it was a useful part, because when a move is so big, it can feel overwhelming. And we were able to show them plenty of opportunities and help focus their search. Perhaps even, dare I say it, find them the place that Joe can finally feel at home in. I wish them the best of British in that second viewing of the village home, and await some very exciting news. See you next time.
Tim and Joe did return to the house in the small gated community, but in the end they decided the village didn't have everything they were after. Goes to show that buying a home takes more than just falling in love with a house. We wish Joe and Tim all the very best with their continued search. If you would like to escape to the country in England, Northern Ireland, Scotland or Wales and need our help, why not apply online at bbc.co.uk/take part.